Are you interested in bringing stuff from home for your destination wedding? Hold on, let's talk about that. Hi, I'm Jack with Vacationese, and a lot of people recently have been asking me about bringing some items from home that means something to them, or just bringing stuff from home to whatever destination their wedding is in. So let's talk about that. First of all, I think you have to think, how are you going to get it there, right? Are you going to bring it on the airplane? Are you going to pay a $100 per bag fee? Are you going to ship it there? So let's just step back on that. Shipping stuff to a resort, I do not recommend. I've heard too many issues with clients shipping stuff and it never getting there, or getting there. FedEx said it was signed for, but no one can find it at the resort. I've also heard of issues where people have shipped it, and it's been stuck in customs or duty, and it never got to the wedding on time. So I don't recommend shipping anything. So bringing it with you on the plane, great idea. Couple things you have to think about. How much stuff are you really bringing? How do you get it there? Do you have a suitcase? Now you have to pay another $50 or $100 bag fee. Is it too heavy? Who's going to carry it? And then the other thing is, what is it you're bringing? So let's talk about that. We've had clients bring food. Okay, yes. Now they're not making the dinner and bringing it, but we do a good number of Indian weddings. And the Indian families want to bring certain desserts or certain custom items that they can't get in the destination. So they may bring it from home. Well, about a year ago, we had a client that had 2 suitcases full of amazing pastries and desserts that were made for them by an Indian bakery in New Jersey. What I was told was, because I was actually at the wedding, the desserts never made it. Well, they did make it. But what happened is, as they came through in Cancun, the dogs sniffed them out. They had to open their suitcases, and the customs people at the resort or at the airport took everything. Said, you can't bring food. You signed something that says you can't bring food. So I think if you're thinking of bringing food, forget it, because if you get caught, they're going to take it. Take a chance, get caught, they take it. Also recently had a client that was looking for a specific beer that was important to a family member. They asked the resort said it's not something that we can get. So the resort said, look, if you bring it, we'll have it out at your reception for whoever this family member was. I don't know how much beer they brought, but I talked to the client, they were able to get that in. I've also had clients that want another, like an alcohol, very high-end scotch, or someone wanted Tito's and the resort said they don't have Tito's, and same thing, that they brought it with them, and I don't know what happened with that. I will say to you, there are things that you want to bring from home, like food, that maybe the resorts, if you're thinking about a specific alcohol, the resort may not have. You may be able to go to a grocery store in whatever destination you're going to. If the resort doesn't have it, find it. I found that sometimes things that we have here in terms of alcohol, you may not be able to get there because they have no distribution. Tito's in Mexico is something like that. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. If you're looking for a microbrew from your hometown or a microbrew vodka, you're not going to find that there just because of no distribution. So food, I would worry about, again, getting caught and thinking about how you're packing it. Now, other things we hear from brides primarily is decor items. So what are you thinking of bringing? I just talked to someone last week that said, well, the resort wants $30 to rent a tablecloth. I'm going to bring my own tablecloths. And I said, well, you have to buy them. Do you actually have 15 tablecloths at home? So what are you going to do? Save $100 but then have to take a suitcase? So whatever the decor item you're thinking of, before you even go down the road of bringing it, talk to the wedding planner at the resort you are working with. I have asked this question of planners, and the planners have said to me, hey, they can bring it, but we're not setting it for them. So they're going to have to come and set their stuff. A couple of them have said, no, you can't bring tablecloths, napkins, and things like that. We're not going to put our stuff on that. So I think whatever it is you're thinking of bringing, ask the planner. Centerpieces. People have made their own centerpieces. Again, you have to worry about it. Is it going to get broken on your way down? Is the resort going to allow you to place them on the center? Because they probably won't do it for you. So I think in terms of whatever you are thinking of bringing, you want to have this discussion with the wedding planner at the resort you were working at, can I do this? And then if they say yes, great, figure out how you're going to do it, and then solve that problem. The other thing we've heard is gift bags or giveaways, things like that. So again, the issue is, how are you going to get it there? Now remember, you're going to a foreign country. You sign a form that you're not bringing certain items. So if you're bringing items for gift bags and it's candy or food, now it's questionable. Is that legal? Probably not, but we all bring candy wherever we're going, right? I always bring gummies. So I think the gift bags, again, if you're making 20 gift bags, if you go through security and they happen to randomly pick you and open your suitcase and you've got gift bags, that all the ingredients to make the gift bags, the suntan lotion, the Tylenol, whatever it is you're putting in there, who knows? You've got to explain that. I'm sure they deal with this all the time. We have had clients tell me, these are larger weddings, that they had suitcases full of stuff to build gift bags. And again, at the airport, they were randomly picked and they were told, you owe a 30% duty and you need to show a receipt for this. They didn't have the receipt. So basically at the airport, they said, well, if you don't have a receipt, you can't pay duty. You can't bring this stuff into the country. I've seen this happen in Mexico, the Dominican Republic, Bermuda, Turks, as well as Jamaica. So again, if you're going to disclose it, which you legally should, great. If you don't disclose it, no one does. If you get caught, what do you do? So I think those are things you really need to think about if you're trying to bring stuff. The other thing I've heard people say is, well, I'm going to bring my own music. Okay, bring it on your phone. Again, you want to talk with your planner at the resort. If I bring music for my reception, whatever it may be, on my phone, will you be able to plug it into your system? I was told about 2 or 3 weeks ago by a client that whatever resort they're working with has what they're calling a patch fee. So I called the resort. I said, what is this $500 patch fee? Well, Jack, that is the fee for us to take the client's phone, plug it in our system, and make sure it works. I'm like, you're crazy. But that's what they charge. So you need to make sure whatever you're thinking of bringing from home with the planner at the resort, that you can do that. You do not want to be disappointed when you get there and either it's taken away at an airport, it breaks on the flight, you lose it because you shipped it, or the planners just go, no. Okay? So hopefully these tips are helpful. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions. And I'm Jack with Vacationese.